Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. It is Sunday, October 16th today. Yeah, I'm getting this out a little late, but hey, life kicks you in the balls sometimes, so that's the way it goes. You're all awesome as usual. I like to say that every video because it's true. All you guys and girls are awesome. No, you don't hear enough of that these days from people. Man, the world's going to shit. Anyways, I hope you got into your shop this past week. There was some really good books. Again, I said in my last video, it was one of those weeks that comes along where there's some really good stuff that came out. Touch on that in a sec. I like to just touch on a few things. I'll look at my books this week as well as some stuff coming down the road. There's some really good stuff coming down the road too, which I'm going to talk about. You'll want to get pre-ordered. Comic shop shout out this week. Ash Avenue Comics. They are in Tempe, Arizona. I saw that they won an award for best comic shop in the, I'm not sure if it's the state or the county. I'm from Canada, so I'm not exactly sure how that works down there. But anyways, they got an award as a great comic shop, so I thought I'd give them a shout out. If you're in the area, stop by, say hello, pick up some comics, set up a pull list. Or just tell them that I think they're awesome. There you go. So there you go. Ash Avenue Comics, they are my shout out this week. So like I say, I want to touch on some books. This is obviously some of the ones, the big ones from last week. I got my Ghost Rider number 7. I got a few copies of that. And Exhaust Man, that character looks cool. And it was a parasite growing inside of Johnny the Wolverine pulled out. And now he's a demon and working with Blackheart and everything else. So really looking forward to see where that goes. And there's there's always rumors of Mephisto coming, and anything linked to Mephisto, including this new Fantastic Four #1, which I talked about a few weeks ago, with your first appearance of that Father John, who is the son of Mephisto as well, and especially too with this Werewolf by Night. Man, I love that show. That was so good. Is with that doing well, Marvel, is going to go, oh, okay, well, we got to start pumping out horror stuff. So it's coming. Just anything related to Mephisto, get it. Because as soon as he comes, look out, they're all going crazy. Black Panther 10, your first cover, full appearance of Buffalo Soldier. I really like that character. Got my Daredevil number 4. It looks like Daredevil and Elektra get married in the end. There's also the new uniforms in there, costumes, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if that's a huge deal, but anyways, I got it. So I obviously got my copies of Star Wars High Republic #1. I enjoyed that one. This issue was mostly talking, setting up character, introducing all the characters and locations and all that kind of stuff. Good story though, and it's funny. For the longest time, I thought this was maybe a villain in the back, and some people said, "Well, maybe it's Tay Serik," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know," because he's got big pointy ears, and they're not really shown in the hood. But after reading the book and looking at more, I kind of think that's Tay Serik. So technically, you're going to have Vildor Mac. You got your Maddie Cathley or whatever the hell her name is, and then I think that's going to be Tay Serik. So it's a cover appearance of them. I know Mayhew had a exclusive with Tay Serik, but I thought it was ugly as hell, so I didn't buy it. And I don't recommend. I'm gonna do I want to talk about exclusives at the end of this video, a little rant on that. But I very rarely recommend exclusives. It has to be something pretty awesome for me to even recommend one. But I'll talk about it at the end of the video. So, anyways, this is a good one to get this High Republic. I know you know that, but and I have to talk about this Visions. Man, I absolutely loved this Star Wars Visions #1. And when last video I talked about it, I thought it was like a mini-series, but it's obviously just a one-shot, which I'm really disappointed about because, man, I loved that. The art in it was really good. It wasn't a complex story in any way, but it kind of reminded of the old spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood walking into town and just kicking ass, and that's kind of really what happened. It's all about him kicking ass, but it wasn't overdone with dialogue. There was not a ton of dialogue, to be honest with. The action kind of spoke for itself. Really good artwork. And it was nowhere near the print run of this High Republic. It was a lower print run compared to the other one. And only the 2 covers. And this cover #1 was done by Takashi Okazaki. I mentioned that in my last video, and I really hope you got it. I picked up 3 copies. I read it 3 times. Absolutely loved it. I know, it's one of those things when you ever watch a show or a movie or you read a book and you're thinking about it days later, it was good. If it was not that great, you kind of forget about it like 5 minutes after you watch it or you read it or whatever. But man, this one just, oh, it was so good. And I mentioned, I posted on Twitter, geez, on Instagram. I'm only on Instagram and YouTube. That there is a second print coming for this. You'll see the information on the screen. There's no cover image shown yet, but I'm really hoping it's going to be something from inside the book, and it would be so awesome if it was, if you haven't read it, you're going to see a few. I'm not going to give away the story, but there's this one page where you get all these Sith that show up. Man, that would be just a sweet cover if that was the cover on the second print. I've already pre-ordered a couple copies of the second print. I can't recommend highly enough that you buy this. That would be an awesome one. There's also a big splash page where he's fighting, where the heck is it? Just give me 2 seconds here. Where he's fighting this this Jedi that shows up. I don't know that they'd be able to fit that onto a cover, but maybe they could do, you know, half this side here. That would be so cool. And you have to go watch, if you follow Kessel Run Comics on Instagram, he posted a couple videos about the hilt of this lightsaber and the color of it, and this character and who he thinks it is. It's pretty interesting. I give him kudos on that. Go watch it on Instagram in a sec. But man, this was so good. And at the end, of course, well, I can't show away. Anyways, all I can say is this was so good. And it's funny, talking about exclusives, I saw all the copies of the books that are covers of the books that were being released at New York Comic Con. The only book out of that whole, however many there were, 150 or whatever it was, would be if you picked up that Visions #1 foil, that limited one, that one, holy cow, that one I think you should hang on to. Because what's happening with this is he did this, Takashi Okazaki, he did Afro Samurai, and obviously did that Duel on the Visions series, which was really good. And obviously Marvel and Disney liked it enough that they got him to do this one-shot. And the fact that this one's sold out and now it's going to a second print is telling them obviously there's a market for it. And I really hope they get him to do a mini-series comic. If they do, man, buy it. That's all I can say. Because I know this is an independent story. It's not technically canon, and I think part of the reason it's not canon is why I enjoyed it so much, because you weren't tied down to all the lore and the canon of Star Wars, which they've beaten to death so far. And they need new characters and stuff, and I really think this is. I'd like to see Star Wars start doing some standalone movies, and don't think they won't. Kind of like DC has done with some of their movies. Comparing it to DC, I know it's not the best thing to do, but anyways, all I can say is get this Visions, and the second print coming up. Make sure you get that. Anyways, that's a big ramble on that, but boy, I love that series. That book is probably one of the best comics I've read all year this year. It was great. Anyways, this week coming out, we got a few good books coming. From Boom Studios, we got Stuff of Nightmares #1, second print for that. R.L. Stine, man, that guy sold millions of books worldwide, so I might pick that one up. This is one I've never bought from Cherry Bomb. They've got a magazine coming out this week called The Brooding Muse #1. It's you got to be careful because it's illustrated stories of overwhelming fear and lurking death. So just be careful. It's a first issue spectacular, right? But it's it looks like it's sold out a lot of places already. And the horror genre stuff is really, you got to look at things and project down the road. They've beaten to death all the superhero stuff, and obviously the studios, seeing how, like, again, talking about Werewolf by Night, seeing how popular that was, they're going to start pumping this stuff out. So just, that one's one to pay attention to. It's only, I think it's a $6 cover price, so it's a little more than a comic, but it's not super crazy expensive. It was $20 or whatever, it'd be different, but that's one I would, if you find that, pick it up. Image has got Bone Orchard, 10,000 Feathers #1. Second print is out this week. I enjoyed that book. That was really good. I think, oh, damn it, I can't remember. Is issue 2 out? When the hell is issue 2 out? Maybe I don't think issue 2 is this week. I didn't write it down anyways. DC, we got Flashpoint Beyond #6. This is the final issue in this 6-part miniseries. Bunch of covers for this one. Martha Wayne, there's one cover with her, kind of with Batman and the, oh crap, I can't remember the name of the kid that's in there. But anyways, she's as a Joker. So I don't know if she's going to be brought. It'd be cool if she was brought into the main DC universe. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. This is kind of a different timeline, so. Anyways, for Marvel, this is a big one this week. Crypt of Shadows #1. bunch of covers for this one, but the one that, well, there's two that I really like. Obviously, the main one, cover A, is your first Bloodline. She's on the cover, so that's, as you know, Blade's daughter. That's her first cover appearance, so this is one you want to get because, well, anyways, I'll talk about that in a second. And then cover B's got a really nice Man-Thing cover, and Man-Thing's just, because of Werewolf by Night, it's kind of gone bonkers, but it's a Brian Brown, who's a great artist, did a really nice cover B for that one. Man, that one's really cool. But with Bloodline, she's going to have her own miniseries coming up soon, and the way they're pushing that, you know, she's going to show up in a show or movie way sooner than you think. So get anything related to her. I mentioned that free comic book day one, well, when it came out, and not too long ago as well. So anyways, get on that. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man #1, the Bengal variant. Looks like you got a couple more characters on the cover there that potentially are first cover appearance. You've got what looks like Black Widow. I'm not sure what her character is going to be called. And then there's another, like a samurai dude kind of in the back there. So I think those are two new characters. First cover appearance. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm pretty sure they are. So that's it for my picks this week, or my books this week. My picks are The Brooding Muse #1. That's a magazine. That one looks really cool. Not a super expensive book. Not much more than a comic nowadays. And worth taking a shot on because it's got a whole bunch of different stories in there. You never know. Crypt of Shadows #1, especially cover A, that first cover appearance of Bloodline, definitely get that one. And Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that Bengal variant, those three look pretty good. It's not a huge week like last week was so good. Man, that was a good week. And I got to give a shout out to Drunk Wookie. He's I'm going to show an image. If you follow him on Instagram, he's got a giveaway he's doing right now. I'm not related or affiliated with him in any way. I just really like the stuff he does. So he puts a lot of work into his research, and because of that, I appreciate that. So I want to give him a shout out. He's got a giveaway, Star Wars High Republic. There's an exclusive set you can win from him. The usual follow him, like it, and tag some friends or whatever. So if that's something you're interested in, go for it. And good luck if you do. I don't know. I'm not, but you go for it. So yeah, I want to talk a few things coming down the road. I just mentioned Bloodline, Daughter Blade, 5-part miniseries that starts February 1st, 2023. Can't order that yet, but pay attention to it because they've obviously got plans for her going forward. I mentioned Spider-Man 798. I don't know, one of my videos a month or so ago. You knew Red Goblin was coming back at some point, and buying the books when nobody's talking about them is a time to get it. Just like buying them for cover price. Get your books as cheap as you can. Don't pay the stupid eBay prices or anyways. So Red Goblin Summer Symbiotes is coming out next year, 2023. So that's kind of one of those mini max event series sort of things. Silver Surfer Ghostlight. This one looks interesting. They got a new character called Ghostlight coming in this series. So pay attention to that. That comes out next year as well. Yeah, I don't know about that character, but I mean, hey, Silver Surfer, he's going to be in the shows and movies, and so yeah, just get it if you can find it. Well, you'll be able to find it. Just pre-order it is what I'm trying to say. I was reading that Keanu Reeves has stated that Ghost Rider is a dream movie role for him. Boy, would that be awesome. I think that would be really good, personally. He would be a kick-ass Ghost Rider, as long as he doesn't have to talk. Maybe he can just shoot everybody, but that would, you know it's coming. All this stuff is coming at some point. It's just who they're going to get to play it. So I would really like to see that. Amazing Spider-Man #14, cover B. It's got a character called Hallows Eve. Apparently she's a new villain. Is that potentially a new female Hobgoblin? I don't know, but that's one you're probably going to want to pre-order. Amazing Spider-Man 14 cover B. I'm not really into this Golden Goblin. I know there's a gold. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me. But this Hallows Eve looks pretty good. That one I want to get. And this is really cool. Next year, Disney celebrates their 100 years. It's a 100 years of wonder celebration, is what it is. So to honor that, Disney's doing all these Disney 100 variant covers. And they look so cool. So it's like Mickey and Goofy and Donald Duck and all that on they're just variant covers on a weekly comic book. But they're obviously homaging all their famous books they've launched over the years. So Amazing Spider-Man 17 is Avengers. That comes out January 11th, 2023. Then Amazing Spider-Man number 19 is Fantastic Four number 1, which looks really cool. And then Amazing Spider-Man 21 is Hulk number 1 with Goofy on the cover. Looks pretty badass. That's March 8th. So it looks like they'll be launching these, kind of looks like one a month kind of thing for the year. So there's 12 books. So that's something, you can't even pre-order those yet, but I would talk to your shop and let them know if that's something you're into, because those are going to be really popular. I can tell you that right now. Anything Disney is popular. And imagine having a wall full of these books up there, 12 books, all homaging famous Marvel books, all done in Disney characters. Oh, that's going to be so cool. I'm definitely getting those. So yeah, I want to talk about, I just kind of want to do, I don't do rants very often, but it's a little bit of a rant, and just kind of some my take on exclusives. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I very rarely recommend exclusives. And the main reason for that is, quite honestly, most of these exclusives are not worth your time and worth your money. There's a lot of really good shops out there, and I don't want to disparage any shops. I'm not going to name any names, but 99% of them are awesome. But there are a handful that are complete douchebags. They go to these Comic Con shows, and you know, we had the whole acetate gate thing going on, and hearing shit about how some of them treated Momoko at this last Comic Con and some of her fans. And you get these douchebags who are all about money, don't give a shit about the fans. And, you know, so like I was saying earlier, the only book out of all the exclusives they list for New York Comic Con that I would be interested in would be this Visions foil number 1. They're just trying to get your bucks, and these books are not worth, most of them, again, 99% of them, are not worth your time and money. It's one of these things, if you really like a cover, and you think it's great artwork, and you want to buy it, hey, go buy it. I mean, I'm not telling you what to buy, not to buy. But if you want to stop all the shit and shenanigans that's going on with these assholes who are disrespecting, quite honestly, the comic community at large, and comic fans, by cutting lines, by jacking up price, by, you know, buying up all the copies and then going and flipping them for twice, 3 times the money. The only way you're going to stop that is stop giving them your money. Speak with your wallet, folks. It's the easiest thing to do. Like, I don't buy a book, an exclusive book, unless it's got a first appearance in the book, and the exclusive has an image of that character on the cover for the most part, or it's a stunningly good cover. I mean, I'll buy a book if it's awesome artwork, I'll buy it. But I very rarely recommend them, because most of them are just not worth your time and money. If you think you're buying an exclusive and it's going to be worth, you know, you're paying 30, 40, 50 bucks for it, and it's going to be $1,000, it ain't going to be. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. A lot of these exclusives, I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of these companies are buying, paying to get the exclusives printed. They'll take them to one Comic Con. The same book, they'll put New York Comic Con on it. They'll go take they'll take 250 to that one. Then they'll get, because they have to buy so many of these books from the printers. They can't just buy 200. They have to get thousands printed. Then they take another 250 to another Comic Con, same book, just have a different name slapped on it and selling them there. Or they'll sell 250 with a COA. And then if you read the fine print, oh yeah, by the way, we can also sell the other ones that we have without a COA. So they're still selling all the books, but you just don't get it with a COA. So, you know, I mean, anyways, it just pisses me off, because like I say, I don't sell books, and I don't care if people sell books. That's not the issue. It's just, it seems to be the way people are doing it right now. They're just scamming people and ripping people off, and it's a sign of, you know what, our economy is kind of going in the shitter. That's a fact. And so some people are getting a little desperate, but the funny thing is, you're going to see a lot of these people disappear because I mentioned this on I can't remember who I was messaging. It was Comic Perspective. I said something to him. I said, these vultures are just going to eat themselves. You're going to see them all disappear soon, because they're killing themselves off. But whatever. Just be careful what you buy. I guess that's the point of this. Exclusives aren't as exclusive as you think. But again, buy a book if you love the cover. If it's got a first appearance in the book, especially if it's got a first appearance on the cover on that exclusive one, then it's worth getting. But that's my 2 cents on it. But I just hate it. I hate to see people getting scammed, and pisses me off. But anyways, whatever. That's it. That's all I got for. That's all I got for you. There's going to be a few good books this week. There's, like I mentioned earlier, there's some good stuff coming down the road. A bit of a long video, but hey, there you go. Take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.